I have been busy the last few days not paying attention to any other games because I started playing Star Stable Online. And let me tell you, I'm totally hooked. I had tried to play it a few years ago, but I couldn't stay interested long enough to be forced to pay for it. After level 5, you have to pay to play. This game is popular among horse enthusiasts, and I think I can say I now understand why. I'm not going to give a review right now because I am nowhere near far enough into the game, but I just wanted to catch you up on my adventures so far because I would absolutely love to post some of this content. Mainly because I want to play it, but these are going to be some of my first impressions. Now, remember, I'm still very, very new to the game, so these are very early thoughts / impressions that can and probably will change. So, unfortunately, first, I'm going to get the bad out. Trying to look at this from a non-biased lens, because obviously I'm biased. I love horses, right? Okay, so get that out of the way. This game seems to be a lot of dailies mixed with reputation grinding. So you have to do quests, open up dailies, do these things every single day, build up reputation, so on and so forth. Not a new concept. Leveling seems very slow, and horse experience seems to be pretty hard to get. I imagine the further you go, the more difficult that's going to be. But again, it's still early. I don't know. Visually, the textures in the world are pretty blocky. The character models really need an update. The updated horse models look so good, and it's just such a shame that the character models don't match that. My biggest concern is that it seems pretty cash grabby. For example, there's a fast travel system. You can only use as a star player. And real quick, I'll mention star player. That means that you're either paying a subscription or bought the game outright for $75. Now, you do get 100 star coins a week while you're paying or when you own the game. So technically, if you're patient, you can afford everything. But things are decently expensive. Horses run up to 950 star coins that I've seen so far. Now, back to the fast travel thing, I've barely touched on this system because I only have 2 cities opened for it, but it costs money to use it, either the paid star currency or coins. I tried to stay in the barn, which is like the inn pretty much in a town, and I couldn't unless I switched my home barn to that town, which also costs money. At level 5, you have the option to upgrade your barn to hold more horses, but again, that also costs money. Now, I can't say whether or not the gold coins are super hard to get or not, so I'm not going to have an opinion on this yet, because most of the things in the game, you can use those gold coins to buy them. Quest tracking could be a little better. You can't have a single quest active at one time being tracked. They're all tracked and they're all showing. Lastly, the controls are a little strange. The horse reacts really slowly to your commands and seems stiff while trying to maneuver around. I actually discovered that there are other disciplines, including barrel racing, but I just cannot imagine that working with how stiffly the horse moves around. Okay, now that all that stuff is said, let's get to the stuff that I do like. So, any normal game that wasn't focused primarily around horses, I would probably be really turned off by all that. But doing quests together with your own horse is such a fun concept. The dailies you're doing are jumping courses with your horse and racing courses trying to beat your high score. So it's not at all tedious. Yet, again, I'm new. It might get there, I don't know. I can imagine with a group of friends this game would be even more fun to just ride around, explore together, laugh together, start a riding club together. There's even several picnic areas around the map where you could set up and enjoy a picnic, and a clubhouse and riding arena, which I'll touch on in the future. I have been having an absolute blast running around as Jane Dreamberg. Aha, you see what I did there? Exploring the world and seeing all the beautiful horses. Speaking of horses, when I saw the Gen 3 ones, I about died. So beautiful. They even went into detail with the breeds having different gaits and sizes. The Pasofino can do its famous gait, for example. and ponies are smaller than other horses, while Clydesdales are huge. Honestly, I think that's what made me decide to keep playing. There was one in particular that I came across, and I absolutely have to have it. It's the most gorgeous dun I've ever seen, probably in any game ever. The details on the legs with the stripes, and the mane and the tail, and the slight dapples on his body, so stunning. After inspecting Ariel and her beautiful horse, I learned that it's a Pasofino. I wondered where I could buy a new horse because I really don't like the model for the starter horse. I need better animations. It's so important for me to enjoy riding around in any game. I progressed far enough into the story quest to unlock the land where Fort Pinta is. On the way there is the horse trader. Unfortunately, there were no Pasofinos. Now, don't get me wrong, these guys are pretty, and in real life, a quarter horse is probably my favorite breed, but I was definitely in the market for at least a Gen 3 of some kind. I just can't get into these older models. I want to mention real quick that the summer festival quests were really entertaining, and I enjoyed building up the decor and seeing it slowly get done. Once I made it to Fort Pinta, I saw this group of girls hanging out, and it looked like so much fun. They were all dancing together in this little party room hanging out. What a fun idea. There were a new selection of horses here, and most of them Gen 3. The Clydesdale is a really cool breed, but it requires too high of a level. I'm not super into the unrealistic breeds like the fish horses or this nightmare one, but I saw this little guy and got really excited. He has the sweetest face. Look at those eyes. And the most gorgeous mane, tail, and little dapples. He's like the horse Fabio. All his animations are beautiful as well. And just look at those eyelashes. Oh, so cute. After looking at the rest of the available horses just to tell myself that I had to at least look, I couldn't get the little guy out of my mind. So, of course, I bought him. I named him Magic after my childhood horse. And then, when I went to check out the dance hall, look at what he does. It's so cute. Now mounted on Magic, the game is even better. I find myself trotting rather than galloping just so I can move my camera and watch the animation. How he holds his ears and his head, I just love it. With my leftover coins, I bought Magic some handsome gear and myself a new hat. Now we're truly running around in style. There's also a salon in Fort Pinta where I found my needed hairstyle, but it's expensive, so I'll have to wait a few weeks. I'm enjoying the exploration and silly little quests. I want to keep playing and finding new things, as well as follow the story to see what happens. I've seen that there's trail rides. I would absolutely love to try that. Also, what would the end game for a game like this even look like? I also have to get my Pasofino and probably an Arabian at some point. Oh, and where I left off in the story, I'm at a mall. Like a shopping mall, where you can shop in stores. I could spend all the money here. So, if you'd be interested in seeing me do a Let's Play of my SSO adventures, please let me know down in the comments, because I would love to share my experience. I also have another horse game review in the works. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, bye guys.